Long ago, in a land of beauty and tradition, there stood a mighty baobab tree. Its thick branches spread wide, casting shadows across the savanna, watching over the people who lived in its embrace. The tree had seen many things: generations of families, moments of joy, and times of conflict. But among all the stories it had witnessed, one stood out above the rest: the story of Naledi and Langa. Their love was as strong as the roots of the great baobab, yet it was forbidden. Naledi came from one clan and Langa from another, rival clans who had long been divided by old wounds and deep distrust. Despite the tension between their people, Naledi and Langa's hearts found one another. They would meet in secret, always under the sheltering arms of the baobab, where they could be themselves, free from the world's judgments. Naledi was always so full of joy when she saw Langa approaching in the distance, her face lighting up the moment he appeared. Langa, too, was drawn to her, determined to be with her no matter what stood in their way. He would tell her that nothing could keep them apart, that he would cross rivers and climb mountains just to be by her side. And yet, they both knew that the path they walked was dangerous. Their love was a secret, and if it ever came to light, it would tear their world apart. Watching from the shadows was Anele. She had once been Naledi's closest friend, but her heart had grown cold with jealousy. She too loved Langa, and seeing him with Naledi filled her with bitterness. Day after day, she would watch them meet beneath the baobab, her envy festering until she could take no more. Anele, in her jealousy, became determined to destroy Naledi's happiness. She would reveal the secret to the village and let the flames of anger and betrayal consume everything. Meanwhile, in the village, Naledi faced a different kind of conflict. Her father, Chief Zitholele, had already made plans for her future. He had promised her hand in marriage to a warrior from their own clan, believing it was the only way to secure their family's honor. When Naledi told him that her heart belonged to Langa, the chief was furious. He could not understand how she could love someone from a rival clan, someone who, in his eyes, represented a threat to everything he had worked to protect. But Naledi's love was strong, and she could not be swayed by tradition or duty. Her heart had made its choice. It wasn't long before Anele made her move. She gathered the villagers and revealed Naledi's secret in a loud, dramatic voice, her words cutting through the air like a knife. The shock rippled through the crowd. Naledi, the chief's daughter, had betrayed her people by loving Langa, the warrior from the rival clan. The revelation ignited a storm of anger, and soon, both clans were preparing for battle. The peace between them, already fragile, was about to shatter. But even as tensions rose, Langa stood firm. He declared his love for Naledi openly, vowing to protect her at all costs. However, it seemed that nothing could stop the coming conflict. The warriors from both clans gathered on the open plain, weapons in hand, ready to fight. But Naledi would not allow this. She could not let her love be the cause of such violence. She rushed to the middle of the battlefield, her voice breaking through the noise and chaos, pleading for peace. As she stood between the two clans, her father, Chief Zitholele, approached her. He was torn between his duty as a leader and his love for his daughter. He asked her if love could really bring peace to their people, and in that moment, Langa joined her, standing at her side. Together, they believed that love could heal the wounds that had divided their clans for so long. Slowly, the tension began to ease. The warriors lowered their weapons, listening to Naledi's words of hope and unity. Under the watchful branches of the baobab, the conflict subsided. Naledi and Langa's love, once hidden in secret, now stood as a symbol of something greater. They held hands, knowing their journey would be difficult, but believing in the strength they shared. Together, they could face anything. As the sun set behind the baobab, casting its golden light across the land, they made a promise to one another that no matter what, they would always be together. Their love became a legend, a story passed down through the generations, reminding all who heard it that love is stronger than fear, and that even in the midst of great conflict, peace can grow like the deep roots of a mighty tree. And so, the baobab continued to stand, sheltering not just the land, but the hopes and dreams of those who believed in love and unity.